Welcome back, L127 here. So, last time in our RAFT playthrough, I have started this basic infrastructures. I have set up some researches, which unlock the smelter, and also some useful stuff, including the scrub hook, a metal spear, that kind of stuff. I also expanded the RAFT a little bit. So now I have a few plans for this next part. But to achieve that, I will need a little bit of resources, especially on planes. Before going for that, though, I am close to an island, so I will literally go through here and see what's available here. And I'm going to start to work on today's project. So, last time I ended with we started smelting some sand into glass. So let's research glass. So after researching glass, now we will have the capabilities to research this building called the advanced purifier. So yet again there's a basic version of purifier, which uses plexus fuel. And it's going to be quite a minimal amount that can purify 1 unit of water. That's basically it. That's quite needed if you want to do some basic purification on this on water to get some fresh water to be able to deal with the source problem. But we have another available option now, that we can have this advanced purifier, which does not require fuel and can handle multiple units compared to the simple version. So it's definitely good to have that. So what I would like to do for now is I actually not going to stay here. I want to collect flotsam. I almost done with the glass. I had a little bit of the metal ore. Yes, just a little bit. So today's mission will be going towards will be on the approach for actually achieving automated fossil collection, so I can not have to worry about collecting these resources by hand or using a hook, which can very good durability. Well, this isn't much of a cost for me to use plastic hooks to hook those things up. It is still a little bit tricky to get those items with a basic hook. So I would like to develop a better option for these kind of resource demands. Which we do actually. There's a technology available. I don't have plastic. I have plastic. Just not in the, just in the chest, not in the back. And also we have this advanced purifier that I would like to slightly expand this. That we have this advanced purifier, but that's not the most interesting thing of the whole. And I would like to actually move on to close it here. I would like to move it back here. And now my next plan is to smelt seaweed. I believe I need some more 5. So we're gonna smelt seaweed. Seaweed is melt faster than sand. Sand is faster than metal, so I wouldn't expect this to be slow. But there is an available technology I can potentially use for flossing collection. That can be very useful. It's unlocked from the research table. It's already researched. It's the simple collection net, which automatically catches items that float into those. So what it means is that we can automatically collect those flotsam over the places, then we can basically get the resources automatically, so I don't have to like go over this resource collection by hand, which is very efficient. If you know what to tell you, will be very efficient. Yeah. But this resource collection is not so easy to set up because it costs quite a bit of resources to actually get this set. So the most expensive part being the rope. It needs a rope per collection net, and to actually for the efficiency I want, we need at least 28 of those nets. So it's going to be quite a bit of palm leaf consumption in this at this stage of the game. So I would like to get this set up, if possible, in this part, so we can achieve like complete resource collection. And here we can also research the fungi, which allows me to research some stuff, including the bow, bottle, and the bottle I believe it's 4 fungi, so I still need 3 more. One is smelted at the moment. Anyways, so the key item for the collection net is the palm leaves. That you will need 16 palm leaves or 8 rope to make 1 net, so it means that we need to really focus on collecting palm leaves. So the first thing is I would like to reinforce any collection nets for the reason that this collection nets are really expensive. I don't want to lose the collection nets for sure. So to prevent that from happening, as I have mentioned in the last part, and there is an abandoned raft I would like to get to, because it could potentially give me some resources now. Oh dear. There's a technology that I also can potentially research, which is also going to be one of the key to progress. But it comes with a blueprint, which I happen to fail to get due to the fact I had a full inventory. I checked the recording of the last part, that I found out that I was having full inventory, and I actually got the blueprint, but the blueprint got spilled out because of full inventory, which is unfortunate. And it is the receiver, and then we'll require circuit board. To research circuit board, we will need to get copper ingots, which we will need to mine copper from a nearby island, which I don't really plan to do in this part, but can be useful. Well, it's gonna be needed, not just useful, but it's gonna be needed, strictly needed. Anyways, I got to decoration package, and there's a flag, and the symbol on this flag, and another flag, and the symbol on the first flag it means something. It means something. Anyways, now I can get some salt water and put the salt water into the purifier, and it's going to give all the efficiency for me to be able to purify this water. Into fresh water, and then I can completely resolve my search problems. Which is nice. I would like to get that one crate there before leaving this only. But I would like to also get some resources on the way. And I should also be smelting stuff. So let's melt some metal ore, which don't be needed. I would like to get a second smelter, but I don't have much of the space, and I'm going to remove the research table for now. But I currently don't really need a research table, so I can leave that. Anyways, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna jump on this one and then quickly collect the resources, which give me a hinge and bolt, which I already have the capability to make, but this give us some extra, some bonuses that I can accelerate the gathering of those resources. So I can potentially make a say like a axe or something. And there's a large island, as I have solved that thing. That's very clearly a large island. At the moment, I cannot do much about these islands, so I would like to take I would like to use just a simple anchor to get the resources. Unfortunately, to my experience, this one large island doesn't really give much of loot boxes. It's instead with more seaweeds and scrap, so you get more underwater resources for this one. But I could potentially encounter another few enemies or threats, as the game will like to call those. And these threats are really threatening. Those are not jokes. Those are jokes, for sure. So I will have to go here with caution, because those are not easy places to go by. Look at that enemy. That enemy is an absolute beast, if I would like to say that. So, how do we deal with this? Well, the way to deal with this is very, very tedious. I don't have much plastic. I'm actually not able to do this. I would like to get the throwable anchor though. I just have force slope and then a throwable anchor. Coming to a large island, but do I have the capability to actually deal with a large island? That's the question. I don't know. So, we're gonna try. So there is a very dangerous flying enemy out there. It's really dangerous, I'm not joking. That flying enemy is going to be really dangerous, really difficult to deal with as well. So first let me sleep and go be relatively hungry, then I need to feed it. And then we are going to start, we are going to park, and then we're going to start the dangerous journey with we're going to start the dangerous journey of a large island expedition. I can't be sure how this will be dealt with. But the first thing is I have zero confidence. So first I would like to smell for some fine fuel. And I have 18 plastic. I can make some arrows. I just have some resources I can actually use. 18 arrows, I need to use those wisely. Because if I don't, then I fail to utilize the arrows, and I may not be able to defeat this enemy, and that can be bad. And the next thing is I need some ropes. And then I need some fingers to proceed before actually proceed on this next part. I can just replenish my hydration for now without much of worries. And flying enemy is really, really difficult to deal with. So how to really deal with this enemy? Well, bows and arrows. Melee is very hard to engage this. So it's really hard to engage with this enemy using a melee weapon. So that is out of the question. Alright, now I can pick up the fungal and then make a bow. Alright, I think it's time to fight. So it's not an easy fight for sure. And there's a building, but this building we can't do much of the things for now. So to fight this enemy, because this enemy is actually really hard to deal with, so you have to run in constant direction to avoid getting hit by this enemy, because this flying enemy does a lot of damage. It does a lot of damage, so. And it's also an area of effect, so we will have to hit this 10 times, so I need to make sure I don't miss much. And yes, that house actually plays music. We'll talk about a little bit more about that house when we are little bit further in progress, because that requires a little bit of a progression made before I actually have the capability to access anything on that bit in that building. You can also try to find cover for this enemy, but you get less opportunities to actually fight it safely. To actually fight this enemy. So I will recommend try to do the way that you want in constant direction to actually get this. And here is the red berries. And this flying guy is down. So alright, so this is also the first time that we get access to feather and raw drumsticks. So we get some raw drumsticks and feathers, which I can research the feather. So the first thing is I'm gonna put my research table back, and then we're gonna research the feather. Then we can make the hammock. Which is essentially which is essentially the better version of bed. And then we also get access to metal arrows and the paintbrush. Paintbrush is use alongside with paint that you will need to get the paint. And then you use the paint with the paintbrush to paint most of the things here can be painted, and you paint those using the paintbrush. So. And here is a screecher head. So this enemy screecher is actually quite a bit dangerous guy. So I do not like this enemy at all. Like, this enemy is really annoying to deal with. Anyway, so it appears that I can upgrade my bed, so I gotta do it. Because upgrading bed is always nice. I will put the bed here for now. Anyways, I also have some arrows still, and I am hungry, so got to eat something. Anyways, there's another enemy there. I don't have a time constraint here, so I will use a normal pick. So I definitely would like to get the second smelter. Also, I would like to get another storage for sure, because oh my god, the storage is kind of an issue at the moment. So let's talk about this new enemy. This enemy is also very aggressive for sure. This is a warthog, so it charges you. Charges straight. So what I would recommend is you hit it once and then dodge it sideways. As this also does quite considerable amount of damage, so you definitely want to be careful with this enemy. And then you will get leather, which is also something that can be researched. But you will have to use the leather alongside with wool, which is something I will talk about later, if I can actually talk about that later. I'm gonna use a normal hook for now, because I can. There's a lot of things I have to talk about with this large island, or large islands in general. So large island, there are a few things that you can potentially get. One of which is the rebels, and there is another one that's very aggressive dude. Yeah, my inventory is already very full. That's the disadvantage of a long-term journey. So I definitely have to come up with a solution to this. Because if I don't, then I can easily run out of space. Which is not the greatest, because space is a huge factor. Inventory space is a huge factor in expeditions like this, where you have to go for more return trips when you get to them. So you might also see some animals around the place. You can catch these animals, but with a net launcher that is, but it comes with a requirement of ammunition, and this ammunition is actually not so easy to get. So, to get the ammunition that you need for this, we're actually going to need a very special material. It's called I don't have a research table. I will talk about that later. First, I want to make a storage. I don't have wood. That's planned. So I was able to get a second storage. Now, so let's put these things inside of these, because my inventory is very full. I can also cook some of this raw meat. Okay, so it's nighttime. I can't really do much with nighttime, so I will just get the quality sleep with this new hammock. This quality sleep drains less. I'm actually going to remove it, because I don't want to lose it because of shock attacks. I also got some of this meat, but I would recommend bring the bows and arrows for these, because there is an enemy here that I will highly suggest that you have these. Have the bows and arrow. The bow and arrows. Well, we're also going to mine some sand and clay. For the reason that I would like to. There is a new enemy. There is also a new enemy underwater. And this underwater enemy is actually very dangerous if it actually attacks. So. And it spawns in this area, so I have to be careful because I can ignore each one, and I just see one, just so. Alright. So let's talk about this enemy. Alright, so this is a poison puffer, and that it will just chase towards you. Basically beeline towards you, and then when it gets close enough, that is unfortunately longer. This closeness is actually longer than the thing, than the range of the spear I would have seen. So it's not gonna be easy to deal with this if you just use a spear. So I will highly suggest using a bow for this. And this kind of enemy is really, really sneaky as well because they're hard to see, and that makes the whole thing a lot more difficult to deal with. You also get the poison puffer head, which is a bit unique than the rest of the heads that you can find in this game. First, it can be used to cooking recipe compared to other heads, but I will talk about this cooking recipe in the future because we don't have a cooking pot. When I get to cooking pots. And speaking of the cooking pot, you're also going to get some of these recipes. And I just mined out this thing. It's a sulfur algae. It's found in the ocean, in the reef section of a large island, and it's not so easy to get because you will have to do some underwater mining. So what I want to do is I want to be able to make a second smelter for the fact that one is too slow, and I would like to get it for a second. I would like to do some collection for plastic because I am literally I'm literally low on plastic, and it's bad. The reason why I don't get plastic, and then it gets difficult. I will also try to get some of these resources. I think the shark is after me. Yes, it's this. Yet. So let's see. Just try to do sideways. Anyways, returning for some resource arrangement. For sure. Similarly, it's down again. Unfortunately, not much of the effects for large islands. Its effects are only significant in small islands. Its defeat is only significant in small islands than in large. And then we can smell this explosive goo into the actual key material that we need to get to be able to catch animals. But I didn't see the animal I would like to get on this island, because there are 3 types, and here is the a cave section. So you can get these cave mushrooms, which can be used in some cooking power recipes. And then there are also dirt patches, which I'm going to actually make a shovel. But I don't think I have a metal ingot, so I think I have some, but we need to make a shovel, which we need some metal ingots for that. Anyway, so we're going to use the metal ingots. I just have a good one, I just barely have enough for the place. Now, here is a shovel, which is going to be used. In the caves section here. So here is a Cavern section, and then you can have some of these dirt patches. They not just give you dirt, and sometimes they give some useful resources like scrappers and hinges, nails, and stone. You can potentially get those too. But the dirt can be used to feed the animals, so I definitely want to make something that can be used to feed the animals. So I definitely want to get that. Anyways, proceed for further action. I need to get some sand and clay. I would like to get some scrap because to my experience, that I will be extremely short on scrap on late game, but it really depends on the skill which to go to. I really see clay, which is unfortunate. And I may have to use all the poison purifier and I may get hit. So that can be bad. So I need to be a bit cautious here. A bit more cautious here. I definitely do not want to get hit by a poison puffer, because poison puffer does a lot of damage, as I mentioned. This place has a lot of seals, and poison puffer needs to be dealt with a relatively time-consuming method. So it's not like a quickly doable mission to get those done. And my scrapbook is almost done. I don't have the materials for the wooden. For the planks and the wood. So I'll have to go back first and then get some planks if possible. Anyway, so this is the explosive powder. was able to get another scrapbook. I will have to leave this place soon because I am really running out of planks. I don't have planks now. I'll put focus on trying to find another poison powder, if possible, so I can get a second powder to actually catch him, because the first powder will have to be used to actually do the research, so I can't use that. So what I'm gonna do now is going to proceed further into the section of the water. I can't see clearly. I better get out because I can't see anything. I wouldn't know if there are anything chasing me. So I better get out of this place and then return here when I am when it's daytime. Because it's way too dangerous to actually go through here at night, because nighttime is really difficult to actually see clearly. I will go one more time and then leaving this place because I am really running out of resources. Running out of fossil resources. I don't have planks. we rarely have plastic, so I need to leave all those resources and then actually start to work on collection next. If there has been anything. And stay here for any moment really, because also to reflect that I burned some missing copper, so that's also mine some copper. Because I will soon need copper, so let's also learn this in preparation for the progression. Since I have some really nice amount of time to actually go here without getting attacked by the shop. I'm really low on water. I can potentially take the water and pineapples actually, so I can stay here for a little bit longer. I don't plan to take the giant clams, as you really need those actually. I will be eating some pineapples with some sauce. I have to say that the way that's definitely one. It's definitely one I have to tell. Well, I can't be sure if there's actually two. I have to first go up and then try to find this way. Alright. I was able to get another explosive gun. So let me harvest the treasure down there and then just get out of this place. Because I don't think I will be staying here for any longer, to be fair. But I would like to get some of this sand and clay. Because I quite demand that sand and clay from smelters. I would like to get this copper. I don't have a diving, so this can be a bit tricky to deal with. Because then I will easily drown, and I should try to sleep for a little bit more before proceeding. So apparently this is going to be a part where I do large islands. And not the collection nets. But this is some progress because I was able to mine some resources, which can help me prepare for this actual next project I would like to go for. Yeah, this is a large island, and if you actually have the capability to tackle every enemy that you will potentially encounter, I think you're good. I think you're actually good then. You just need to be aware of those possible threats that you will have to encounter in large islands. And I would say you will be good with all the possible underwater resources that you can potentially get. Then these will help me in this in the next part, where I'm going to actually make the collection nets. Mining some copper. That's copper will allow me to progress a bit further. We don't get much of a utility on old-time utility on the collection net if I place it in the way of a straight line. Until one later thing that I can potentially get to is going to be the... Well, before actually remove it, I would like to get some food. I was able to get some planks. I'm quite low on food. So before actually leaving this island, I would like to go to pick up some fruits so I can feed myself before actually cooking food, as those are not considered raw and can be eaten for relatively good amount of replenishment. I have different cooking those. I think I am mostly done with this island for now, which I am going to proceed and move on because, well, leave this place and move on. So I can actually get more resources, as I'm extremely short on resources now, especially on the frozen ones. Okay, I think I'm good with this, so I'm going back to the vet. I'll take one pineapple. And my spear also is about to broke. Is supposed to be broken. I will have to make a new one soon. I did get some bolts and hinges. I'm mostly close actually, but I also have some hinges on me, which I should also make a new storage, but I don't have any, so I think it's time to move on. Anyways, I think we're mostly good with this island, so it's time to do the pickup now. I also got some copper, which can be smelted later. Now my actual mission is going to be actually doing reinforcement for resources. It's going to be actually doing reinforcements. So to actually do reinforcements. First, let me check how many sandals we actually have. So I got 30, 28, 38. That's like 6 modules. And then let's do some of this. And then let them dry. While that is going, I'm going to get some metal or smelters. For sure, because I will need the metal ores to do reinforcement. And the reason I wanted to get to reinforcement is because collection nets are expensive, and I definitely want to reinforce the collection nets. Because if I don't do reinforcing, I don't reinforce the collection nets, they get broken down. That's going to be a large loss. So definitely worth it, doing the expense here. So in the next part, I plan to do the to finish off with the conduction nets, and then actually start off with the story missions that is available in this game. So I'll further talk about the story in this game when we actually got the receiver set up. Because there's going to be requiring me to actually have the receiver set up before we can actually get this started. So and I just found it, so I actually cannot store plastic. Fortunately, that is just plastic. It's not something like significant. What is that? That's probably one potato. I can also going to throw away this tin. And there's a dead package, which I would like to get. Yeah, my inventory is really full. I would like to find out I would like to get to a solution to this, but I need some things set up before that comes into play. That will be there is going to be a thing. So first is actually get the storage, another storage. Sure, because my storage issue is severe. So I'm not happy with the current situation that I'm strongly full. I cannot do much. So I was able to grab that. There's a lot of leaves, and I definitely need a lot of leaves for this. So I plan to reinforce the first full foundation, and I'm also going to need some nails, so then we can start for to actually do some fortifying. And we just dried up the bricks. Allow me to introduce you. Oh dear. Alright. It appears that there is a second island. Second really large island. This one's even larger. It has a lot more coins to get. And my plastic will work. So make another. That's how they say it. Actually, it's all things. Alright. Second sneezer. For this island, I wouldn't like to take too much time, because I already have too much time consumed in this big thing. This is a big thing for sure. Right? Yes. So to be quickly done with this big thing, now my plan is going to be collecting the crates here. And then leave as soon as possible because there's a lot of things. First, I'm gonna put some drumsticks. I plan to go for this quickly because it's already quite a bit of there's already quite a bit of time on this part. Alright, I got a mesosphere, which is nice for helpful right. Oh well. I was told this was one of the worst possible things to get. I might join. Or I was able to deal with this sword poison powers. Got some explosive goo. Very nice. Alright. I was able to get out of this for a bit. Ooh, I almost got it. Yeah, I cannot stay here for too long because I keep getting bombarded by every single type of enemy here. So I better act soon because that's what happens. I will try to learn this after. Can't do much about that. And I don't have stone. That's not good. Why I say it's not good? You will know why. So everything bad with an explosive powder. Yeah. Oh. Because this needs stone. Oh well. And I need full stone for one. And stick. So I want to do it now. Well, I have to do something with it. Anyways, there are two more key sections for resources I can potentially get. Here is the second cache section. I'm gonna need some stuff. Which is the Cavern section here. That I could potentially get a single piece of stone if possible. Which is... yeah. That happens to be the case. Alright, so I was able to get a single piece of stone that I can actually make a net canister now. But only one. I only have one chance then. It's definitely not easy to catch animals. So let's head towards the third cache. Just a single opportunity. And then we also need to do this. To actually make a net launcher. Alright, so got this only single chance that will help me. Can't do nothing about it. I'm gonna take some water and then I actually have one. Let's head towards the last cache section I'm deciding, which is on top. So it's gonna be a journey to get there. I'm not gonna bother with these guys. Try to not get hit by these. So. So I am now at the third cache. Yeah, it's quite a dangerous road towards here. It doesn't seem to be the animal I want to catch them. So we'll try to pick up these ones soon and then leave as soon as possible. And yeah, this is also where you can get to the trading buildings here. I have to leave now. Which you can slide down like this. Yes, this is a huge island. I'm mostly done with this now, so it's time to... I believe it's time to... I'm gonna make it X. Put this here. any piece of plastic I'm going to use. And then some ingots, and I also going to smell this. And then we can start to work on the nets. Alright, so we can slowly but surely fortify these nets and then slowly extend our reach for resources. So I select the extension arm that we can put on the resources, and this will automatically collect the resources for us. But this takes quite a bit of resource gathering, and it's definitely not cheap. It's definitely not cheap. It takes a lot of resources, mainly for the cost of ropes. Mainly from the cost from ropes. Definitely pick up as much of pine leaves or corn leaves as possible, because that's the one massive use of the resources. The most resource consuming puzzle. The most resource consuming cost for this whole thing. And another package, which is a map. Alright, it's a map. Yes. So, that's going to be most of this. So most of this part now, we have explored two large islands. We have got quite a bit of resources that I can start working really focusing on the actual thing I want to do, which is this collection net project. I will then be able to do some collection nets all over the place, and a lot of resources for me to be able to. We'll be able to collect the resources and then maximize productivity on these resources and disposal time. Oh, that was intended. Oh. Anyways, so if you want to follow the series, consider subscribing and turn off the notifications. We'll see you in the next part. Thanks for watching.